You're listening to Mad Men Sports. To my left, we have Zach, Jake here, and to my right, Diamond Dave. Dave, what's going on, buddy?
How are you? Long, nice weekend.
I know. Got great outdoors. You were in Ellicottville. I was at Becker Farms. Zach, you do anything fun over the weekend?
Oh, I watched my fantasy teams crumble before my eyes. First time in like a month I've taken a fantasy loss, so it's a rough day. I still might beat you.
I know. You have a 2-point cushion.
A loser losing.
I have Kenny Golloway, and you have Marvin Jones,
Marvin
right?
Jones, big night tonight, boys.
Yeah, geez.
Down to the wide receivers.
Let's go, Drew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Drew Stafford.
Fuck Drew Stafford.
Yeah, I don't care about any other team, but it's the Bills. That's fine.
His name's Matthew.
That was embarrassing.
All right.
Yeah, I don't care. Fuck the Lions.
Dave, how was your weekend? Good?
Good, long.
Fantasy win?
No, I haven't won all year. You know that. I'm too focused on the Bills to care about other teams.
Oh, no. But, hey, speaking of Becker Farms, do you know what I had at Becker Farms?
Is it apple pie moonshine?
Apple
From
pie
Black Button?
moonshine from Black Button Distilling.
I had
was
some
it?
of that too.
I had their apple pie mule. It was fantastic. Ginger beer, of course. Apple pie moonshine. It was beautiful.
Hence the water. That's why I had myself a nice weekend too.
Heck yeah. Do you kick into any Black Button over the weekend?
I went there on Thursday.
We both did.
It was my one hiccup of sober October thus far.
And that's all right.
We're just trying to persevere.
But hey, bye week is essentially done. Going into Monday. We're going Dolphins week, hey?
Aren't we 13-point favorites right now? I saw
I think I saw 14, but
first
I don't,
time since 1992.
fluctuating.
Jeez. That's got to speak volumes to how people are finally getting confidence in the Buffalo Bills or the lack of confidence in the Dolphins.
A little bit of both.
I saw that they just named Josh Rosen the starter for the rest of the 2019 season. So
Yeah, which is weird because they benched him halfway through the game today and put it in Fitz. Lost by 1 point. Weird game.
They do not want to win. They could have easily tied the game and put it in other hands.
Well, duh.
They went for a 2-point, and it was a shitty play call. They wanted to lose that game. It's pathetic. The league should step in.
No, they shouldn't step in. Let them have two.
Some could say that you are tanking your fantasy season right now. What are your thoughts on that?
No comment.
Not a surprise.
I'm just here for the paycheck.
He lost his rookie
Trade
first
me
pick this week.
Alvin Kamara.
I'm just here for the paycheck.
What paycheck? There's no paycheck for
Everyone
last
gets
place.
paid but Jake.
That's fine. I know.
So you guys recharged, ready to roll?
Yes.
Bye week.
I mean, I've just kind of been lost this whole weekend. So I don't know what I've been doing.
Oh, brown sugar on your belly, huh?
Yeah, whatever, man.
I am not recharged. I'm as tired as I ever am, but I'm excited for the Bills, and I'm excited to go to my first game Sunday.
What?
You're going?
My first
been to the
game.
Bills
my
games.
first game of the year.
Yeah,
I'm going.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
You're going to the Miami game, Dave?
I am. I will be there, and I
Diamond-
will be tailgating with you guys.
Diamond Dave at New Era.
Well, you got to drive because Kevin told us he's not driving us this week.
Yeah. Come on, Kev.
Yeah.
Then hopefully Kyle doesn't listen to this podcast. I'm in.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so how do we feel? The Dolphins. I mean, we're not going to get into it too much. That's totally our Thursday podcast, but we're feeling really good, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not nervous in any capacity.
I'm a little okay with them overlooking this game. We'll see.
In a way, we're kind of going into back-to-back bye weeks. Like
We just got to
Yeah.
stay healthy. That's all you got to do this week
It's
is stay
nothing.
healthy.
Yeah, no injuries.
Just do your job and stay healthy.
Let's get out of the game with 0 injuries and Josh
'Cause the
Allen
Eagles will
finally
be
gets
tough.
his 300 points.
now, after years and years and almost decade plus, people have said the AFC East is the worst division in football. But I have a statistic for you.
You always do.
At this moment,
Ooh, I love this.
the AFC East has the toughest division because they have the top two teams in the division.
Yeah,
They have the best record of the top two teams in their division in the AFC. Think about that. Chew on it. Get back to me. And now you know.
I know, because what? KC's lost 2 straight?
Yep. At home. 2 straight at home.
That's tough.
How much has Houston lost? Twice?
Yeah.
Yep.
They lost
Yep.
twice. We'll be 5-0.
All right, neato.
Yeah, we're in this bitch.
Fucking A.
We're
9
going to be pathetic that we're a 13-3 team playing an 8-8 team from the north or south.
Yeah, but that gives us a home playoff game.
King of the North.
Then we will hate the league,
That's fine. We'll hate the Patriots.
and we always will.
All right, guys.
We are rambling.
Yeah, I don't know. Jesus, thank you for keep watching from here on out. For the first 5 games, we are 4-1. What has been a surprise besides the record, which I wouldn't even call the record a surprise? What has been a surprise to you thus far in the season, Dave? Who's your surprise player?
No surprise to anyone that I'm surprised by this player. John Brown. He has shut me up. He has put me in my place. He has put tape around my mouth. He looks like a clear out number 2 receiver. We still need a number 1 in my opinion. He is a number 2. He is looking good. We're not talking about disappointments, are we?
No, that was the last podcast.
That's fine. Brown is my surprise, and I'm welcoming him on the Bills for years to come.
Just a name. Don't want to hear anything else. Who is your disappointment?
Honestly, and don't throw stones at me, Cole Beasley.
Okay. Well, I just wanted a name. So, yeah, Dave's high on the John Brown train, and honestly, so am I. He's looked great. I was high on him at the beginning of the season. We went to training camp.
Clear number 2.
We saw how great he was. He definitely surprised me. We definitely do need a number 1. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. Listen, if Stephon Diggs or A.J. Green or, Jerry Rice comes through that door next week,
and
we're not going to say no, thanks.
Cole's
we're going to take him.
Cole's only a disappointment because I expected him to do so much more before the season started.
I think he's playing the role that he was assigned to. I think he's playing very well.
What's yours, Zach?
My biggest surprise is Levi Wallace. Honestly, he's been not that I'm surprised because he was great last year.
Would you say so far he's our best cornerback? Is he surpassing Trey White?
No. But he's been challenged because Trey White's so good. He's been challenged more, and he's stood up to the task week in and week out at this point, and it's awesome. I love it. Levi Wallace. Let's get that guy a big contract, but not too big.
Disappointment. One name.
I don't want to play that game. You mentioned it. I don't have disappointments.
Boring.
Oh, Cody Ford.
Oh yeah. Mine is going to be Tremaine Edmonds. Actually, from year
surprise,
one,
right?
Surprise. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, from year one, you see his raw talent. He was 20 years old when he was drafted by the Bills, so he's got a lot of time to mature. Yes, but I love the steps that he's been taking. Last game specifically, he was just kind of blowing up those holes, not letting players get around. So Tremaine Edmonds.
He literally gets better every single game. You can see it.
Exactly.
One disappointment.
Ooh, I have to say I don't want to take Zach's, but
you
Cody
can.
Ford.
Yeah.
Boom,
or
Cody
fine,
Ford.
Harrison Phillips tearing his ACL.
That is a disappointment. That's something we can't control, nor
sad, too.
Harrison Phillips controlling.
Big sad.
Speaking of Harrison Phillips, did you guys see Pancho Villa on The Simpsons this night?
That was awesome.
And you know what? You guys told me that, so I stole your thunder there.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
But it's still good. I like to see it.
We even had to stop in our tracks to show you.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I don't watch The Simpsons like I used to.
The Simpsons are up to something. I don't like it. They're always in the future. Past, whatever. They're always... I don't like it.
They're on their pop culture game, that's for sure.
Hell yeah.
They knew Pancho Villa.
Chief Wiggum had him on his board.
Now, we did the surprise, and I guess we threw in disappointments there. Who's been the team's MVP through 5 games? Jake.
Who? I think it's Frank Gore.
I love it.
It's been Dave's diamond in the rough, I think 2 weeks now. Is that right?
Damn it. That's not who I was picking, but you know what? I agree. Frank Gore is probably the MVP.
He's looking like a 26-year-old running back. He's always running downhill. Taken in place of LaShawn McCoy, which, not necessarily
not missed.
We're missing him.
Nope, not missed.
But especially with Devin Singletary out, he's definitely taken a big load. So, yeah, I'm very happy.
He could be number 3 of all-time running back soon.
They don't call him the laundry cleaner for nothing, man.
Zach, yours.
My team MVP? Ooh. Leslie Frazier. That guy is unsung hero.
Crazy.
Listen, now you guys are probably expecting a player, most valuable player.
I'm breaking the rules, too.
He's the most... Listen, Leslie Frazier is by far... Listen, whether he's the defensive coordinator, he deserves all the praise. He better stay. I see her rumblings, hey, Washington's open.
I think he will.
I think he will, too.
At the age where he's probably happy here.
If he wanted a head coaching gig, he would have had one by now, and he did have one. He's probably staying. We're lucky.
I think
he's got a good gig.
A little off topic. Ken Dorsey's the only coach that we have to be worried about leaving.
So, yeah, I would say Leslie Frazier is probably the team's MVP so far. That defense is stout. Obviously, him and McDermott put together a great team. on that side of the ball. They're still working. There's a work in progress on the offensive side. But the part I love about this 4-1 team, I'm getting mad at myself a little bit with the 5-1 there. And honestly, we're gonna be sitting here next week. It's gonna be 5-1s. But
Almost did it again.
I'm gonna guarantee.
We're just really bad at knowing our own record.
Yeah. So the best part about this 4-1 team is, no, we didn't not expect 4-1 at this point. But they've held their own against the Patriots, which is a team that we thought maybe could have been a blowout. And they've done things that like other Bills teams have not been able to do, like come back in the fourth quarter, stay in the game, respond to a big touchdown. This team is learning. And that's what I've been saying for the past 6 weeks now is this team's learning. They're in a learning process. But this defense gives them a chance to win and learn at the same time. Listen, losing sucks. 100%. We know that. We're Buffalo, you know what I mean? But winning can create more and more to that culture that the Bills are creating there. And it would be fascinating to see them continue to win, and that's something we'll get into soon, next segment. But I really think that Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott, to an extent, definitely deserve all the praise for making that defense able to win now and let the offense grow.
As far as mine goes, Frank Gore's a great one.
Thanks, Dave.
If I had more time, I'd probably say Frank Gore, but my mind was already made up. There was a year in the past 10 years that they had two co-MVPs with Peyton Manning and Steve McNair. I'm going with that with the Bills. I think we have the best safety duo in the league. I think Poyd and Heyer are 100% the best safety duo and the Bills MVP right now.
The fuck? What did you just say?
What did I say?
Poyd and higher.
Poyer and
Jesus. Someone's a little higher over here, huh?
Long weekend, guys.
Legalize it.
We would not be nearly as good on defense without those guys. They are MVPs. They're standouts. They're players that teams prepare for. I don't think you can argue that those guys are the co-MVPs right now for this team. Well, obviously you can argue, but you shouldn't.
Good point, Beavis.
Dog.
Jake.
Dog.
Cornholio.
Jake. Next segment or no?
Yeah. All right.
Jake,
so
take us there.
we're going to run through
The rest
of the Bills' opponents. We're going to just give a quick summary. We're going to give our prediction. We're going to kind of stack it up. So
when we're riding high, this is going to be a fantastic prediction.
I mean, yeah.
Probably. We're not
So
going to
we are 4-1.
We're not going to make
We are
We're
4-1.
not going to make
Not
it
5-1.
7-9, that's for damn sure.
No, fuck no. All right.
But this rest of the schedule preview is presented by Prima Pizza. Pizza wanted to throw us out a news blast this weekend. Their sister store, Mississippi Muds, is having their Customer Appreciation Day this Tuesday.
Shit.
Dollar hot dogs, dollar burgers, dollar drinks, dollar fries, dollar onion rings. The list goes on. I feel like I'm in a Fusillo commercial right now.
It's huge.
Huge sale.
That's definitely copyrighted.
I can't go. I have to work.
I'm going to have to cut
Mississippi
that out.
Muds, 313 Niagara Street, Tonawanda, New York, 14150. Guys, that's the best deal of the year. It's $1. Come on.
This is my favorite day of the year. You may think I'm bullshitting you. I get like 4 burgers, 3 hot dogs.
I'll be at work all day. And I don't want to get stuck in line during lunch.
Holy shit.
Listen,
You hate Christmas?
I live for this day.
I like Christmas.
You don't fuck with Christmas?
All right, so here's the rest of the schedule by the Mad Men Sports
fuck
Team.
Christmas.
Jake, what do you think?
All right, first, next week. Not too much into
big
it.
week. We got a whole lineup. We have
Dolphins.
we have an interview coming up with. Is he a Barstool personality still?
Yeah, I think he's technically working at Barstool. But yeah, Frank
the Tank,
the Tank.
reoccurring guest. He is the only guest that's been on this show 3 times. This week will be his 3rd.
Always a real pleasure having him.
We got to keep him on
he's
topic.
good.
That's a struggle. It's a struggle keeping him on topic, but he is a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, and he loves us. We've done work with him in the past for his website.
Tough year for him.
Sports
We
Encyclopedia.
may get on a tangent about the New Jersey Transit, but that's her.
Yeah, we've talked about some random college Texas team once that I went toe-to-toe with them on. But we're not doing that
I
anymore.
walked out. I said, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, so stay tuned for Thursday's podcast. We'll have an interview with Frank Fleming, Frank the Tank from Barstool.
It's incompetent.
Incompetent. So Dolphins. Guys, 5-1.
Yeah, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
Loss. Oh, just kidding.
Jesus.
Just kidding.
Kick this guy off the pod.
All right, now here's a big one. The following week we have the Eagles, and they got smacked by the Minnesota Vikings today. Now they've riddled with injuries.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they're riddled with injuries in the secondary. Now, some of those guys might come back by the Bills game. It's all hearsay at this point. No one ever knows. Dave, Eagles?
Loss. Let me explain myself.
It's going to be a long segment, guys.
NFC East is wide open. Eagles are going to need a win. It should be cold winter type weather in 2 weeks. I know that benefits the Bills, but also benefits the Eagles. There's going to be a lot of Eagles fans there. I just think it's going to be a very grinding game. I could see the Eagles pulling that game out. I will not be surprised.
That'll be a win.
It's only the second loss.
That'll be a win for the
Bills. Not the end of the year.
Jake?
No one can score over 21 points on this team, specifically on our schedule. I think Josh Allen is progressing to enough to where he can really expose the banged up Eagles secondary. Sorry, Wes, but yeah.
So that's another one. So we are 6-1. You are 5-2.
Not at the end of the year, though. Season's still strong.
What? I hope you're not.
Be positive.
If you're still 5-2 at the end of the year, something happened.
I'm realistic.
World. Something happened in this world.
We're just gonna stop.
The Redskins at home
win.
What are we now? 7-1.
7-1.
We should get a touch of Dwayne Haskins.
7-0. Guys, I should have mentioned this stat. The Bills have never, in the history of Bills, have ever been 5-1. No, 6-2. 6-2. They've never been 6-2. Dave, you are 6-2.
Congrats. First time for everything.
And we are 7-1. And then we go to Cleveland, a team that lost to the Seahawks today, have been very, very bad, much worse than they thought they would be this year. Dave.
Loss.
Oh my! Who are you?
Realistic.
Oh my God! Baker's overrated. Too many.
So
weapons.
Dave has them going 2-2 out of the
defense.
bye. 2-2 out of the bye. Not that great.
No.
Jake, you
Win. Baker's overrated. Too many weapons. That's a problem. You have Nick Chubb. You have
They should have
OBJ,
Kareem
Jarvis
Hunt back.
Landry. Yeah.
They won't have one back in.
No. Yeah.
Win.
I believe that's coming off their bye week,
And
too.
we will be there. How can you call for a Bills loss when you're going to be in attendance?
I'm going with a win as well. So that is two
8-1.
people that are 8-1, and then 6-3, Dave.
6-3. Gross.
And then we go to Miami, which is a tough place to play. I know they suck. Whatever. We'll have Frank back on the podcast for that week too, unless they're 0-100. So yeah, Dave.
Win.
Jake?
Commanding win, too.
9-1. Your Buffalo Bills 9-1.
9-1, and Dave has them 7-3.
7-3 now.
Ooh, still a good record there, boys. And then we have the Broncos at home. That's a W, right?
I think that's not only a win. I think that's the most demanding win we have all season.
Really?
Demanding win. I demand this win. So Dave or Jake,
Commanding win.
are we 10-1?
It sounds like homers.
You guys really think the Bills will be 10-1 at that point?
Listen.
Who's stopping us? Damn it!
Holy, that's
The
loud.
two teams I named.
That hurt. You're so confident.
For the other team.
John Brown needs to be cut. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
He's good.
honestly, we really hope that you're down on the Bills because it goes good when it's the other way on you.
Yeah, it looks good on you.
So Dave, you are what? 7-4?
No,
Or
that
8-4.
was a
So you're 8-3.
8-3, which is still really good.
That's pretty good. And then Jake, we
Worst
are
case scenario, we're
10-1.
8-8.
10-1, baby.
Okay, so then after that, we go to Thanksgiving. Jake's eating with our family this year. We're very excited for that.
So excited. Thank you, Susan.
So mad.
Yeah, and we're going to play against a team that lost to the Jets this week.
So bad.
How do they do that? How do you lose to the Jets?
Yeah,
It could be on the road. I give them
they
that.
got fucked.
Maybe Darnold is good.
Sure,
We'll
okay.
see.
Maybe. The jury's still out on that one.
I also think that Jason Garrett's an awful coach.
Okay, well, awful coach. Lost to the Jets. Dave, do you have the Bills going 9-3 or 8-4?
So this is a primetime game. Cowboys are huge on Thanksgiving. I'm excited for it. I think it's the most anticipated game of the year for the Bills. I think it's a tough game. I think it's a loss.
So you're 8-4.
8-4.
All right. So
Still really good.
if you would have asked me yesterday before they lost
I
to
would have
the
called it a
Jets,
loss.
I would have called it a loss. I'm kind of in my head saying, all right, we could certainly lose between the Cowboys or the Ravens. We're definitely not going to lose to I definitely think there's an ability to win both of those games. Like you said, Cowboys got demolished by the Jets. I mean, Ravens, I think they've been playing easy opponents, so I don't think Lamar Jackson is that good. He's got talent, guys.
What are you talking about, man?
You're rambling.
Lamar Jackson.
We're talking about the Cowboys.
I'm talking about who I think we're going to lose to.
We'll get there.
I think we'll
Just
beat
focus
the
on the Cowboys.
I think we'll beat the Cowboys.
That got off the rail. So Jake has about what is that? 11
It's a
and
bye
1.
week for Mad Men too, guys.
11 and 1.
5 weeks.
I'm also 11 and 1. I think the defense
Homers.
really hammers down the Cowboys' offense, and I think our offense at that point will be in full swing post trade deadline. Maybe we'll have a little extra something on that offense. So yeah, 11 and 1, and shoot me for it. I don't care. And I don't think the Patriots will be 11 and 1, by the way. So we might be leading the division at that point.
Could you imagine?
So you're 8 and 4,
8-4.
11 and 1, and then we come home, and Baltimore comes to us.
So I think that this is going to be the loudest game in New Era, Rich Stadium, Ralph Wilson Stadium history. It's going to be the start of December. Both games are going to mean a lot to both teams.
Wintry weather.
I think this will be the loudest game, and I think this will be a loud and fun game. Might be flexed. It's in flexing territory where it might go to prime time.
Is it?
And if you look at the schedule at that time, a lot of weak teams are playing, so keep an eye on that, guys. I think the Bills win,
Flex alert.
and I think that's an awesome game that we're going to talk about for years. The Bills win this game.
9 and 4.
9 and 4.
I'm gonna be 12 and 1. But Jake,
Yeah,
and I think mine deserves a little bit more explanation. But we're gonna have a whole podcast that week. 12 and 1. You'll hear about it later.
I think we're gonna lose this game. It's gonna be close. Past couple years, we've had a rough go whenever we play the Ravens. Like I said,
They are a completely different team this year.
Lamar Jackson, not as good as people think he is. I do think this will be a close loss. I don't think we'll get blown out. No team is blowing us out. 2 losses on the year.
11 and 2. And then we go to Pittsburgh.
Win.
We have a tough time playing in Pittsburgh, by the way. Very tough time.
Shout out to Stevie Johnson.
We will be going.
Pittsburgh
We'll be going to that
Pittsburgh's
game too.
still very much alive, especially with the win
They
last
shouldn't
night
be.
with the Chargers. But I think the Bills win. I think the Bills are going to be riding high. This is another game that could be flexed. I think it's a win.
You are what? 10?
10 and 4.
10 and 4.
And you are 12?
12 and 2.
There's no way you're 12 and 2. Are you really 12 and 2?
Yeah, I have him losing to the Ravens.
Does that mean that does that mean
13 and
I'm
1.
13 and 1, guys?
Holy shit.
Hopefully this scenario turns out. I'm crazy apparently. And then we go to New England. This will be
The thing
flexed
is,
to a
it's
prime
not
time.
crazy, though.
It's really not crazy. I'm not really grasping at straws here.
You
There's
could have
definitely
3
merit
flex
here.
games in a row.
Maybe, totally.
Well, this is already a Saturday game with
Yeah, this game will
Time
definitely be
TBA.
flexed because I think we'll have a game in hand on the division because they have to play Houston still and they have to play Kansas City still, and then we go to New England, prime time, and I do believe that McDermott does have Brady's number. Now he hasn't had the wins translate yet, but he has had his worst games in the last 4 years against the Bills.
Yeah.
100%.
What did he have, like a 13 QBR? Something crazy
Yeah,
like that?
100%.
149 passing yards?
The last 2 years, especially when McDermott has a good defense, Brady has not been. I mean, Derek Anderson almost beat this team. I'm still pretty sure that if Allen never got hurt, they win that game. I think they lose this game though. 14 and 2.
14 and 2.
Oh, excuse me, 13 and 2. We can still have the Jets.
I think we can actually win this one. Mind you,
That's
I
a homer
wish
pick.
it would have happened at home. But, like we've just said, we can make Brady look human. We showed that their defense is vulnerable. I don't think it's as good as people say.
Injuries will be piling a lot
Who
up.
have they played? They're not benching anyone for
same
this
teams we
game.
play.
Especially,
No, they'll be trying to get in the division lead at that game.
Exactly. This is a fight for the AFC East. And it's fucking Buffalo's time. We're going to be, 12 and 1? 12 and 2? 11 and 2? Whatever fucking Dave has, 9 and 6? Dave.
No, Dave's got
I have
like
a
10 and 4.
10
right
and
now.
4 right now.
And Dave?
And you guys still aren't happy.
Dave, your pick is
Bills lose this game.
10-5 for the Bills.
But the good news is I do think the Bills secure a playoff spot by beating the Steelers. I think they get the 5th spot.
So he's got 10-4, 10-5.
10-5.
You have
2 losses.
so 13.
13-2.
And I am also 13-2. And then we go home to the Jets game, which I think we have benched players at this game.
Yeah, with this game, in my scenario and your guys' scenario, apparently the Bills already have a playoff spot.
Might be.
I can't remember the last time the Bills have had a chance to bench players.
Could you
Jets will
imagine?
be fighting for a spot, I think, because I think the Jets are getting hot. Doesn't mean they get in. I think the Bills lose, and I don't think it matters. I think the Bills are 10-6,
Oh.
and that's how they end the season.
Hot take. Matt Barkley leads them to victory.
He beat the Jets last year, didn't
Same 14-2. Or 14-2 is your Buffalo Bills in Zach's fantasy world. Jake?
Win. 14-2.
he? Dave's reality, we're 10-6.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Dave's not reality. His fantasy too. I still don't know. You're not getting 6 losses out of this team this year. Because even the 50-50 games, this team's good enough to win the 50-50 games like Dallas and the Eagles.
I gave us 50-50 game. I have us beat us the Ravens. And
That's not a 50-50
the
game.
Steelers, which will be a tougher game than people think.
The Steelers' defense is getting better. Their offense is not good at all.
Connor is getting good.
Great. So yeah, I mean that's our podcast this week, guys. I swear, the bye week's over, so we'll be back into full-fledged content. Zay Jones is officially gone.
Thank God.
We talked about our predictions. We talked about our first 5 weeks. We have some crazy 14-2s and some 10-6s out here on the schedule recap. So we got some fun times ahead. Honestly, Mad Men Sports is only on the rise. As the Bills go, we go.
Could you imagine a Bills team being 14-2?
And being a wild card team.
No. That would be something that we need to rip the office of the NFL out, because that's ridiculous if that's the case.
Well, it's possible still.
Would we go?
Realignment.
Don't hold it.
Would
All
we,
right. Any questions or comments, please leave them on
Send
YouTube.
it out.
Let us know what we got.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe and hit that like button on YouTube. Shout out to Richard Perks. He gives us our fantasy predictions every single week, and they're fantastic. It's the perks of Mad Men Sports. Go Bills.